Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny beta video. In this video, I want to talk to you about my hunter. Hello! Look, there he is. Isn't he awesome? Or more specifically, what I want to talk to you about is my weapon loadout for PvP and PvE. And what I mean by that is my weapon loadout for when I'm in the Crucible versus when I am in the open world. So, with that in mind, let's open up the menu and take a look. Here is my hunter, looking mighty awesome. Spinning around, there you go. Look at that. So I'm going to quickly run through my armor just to get that out of the way, and then I'm going to focus on the weapons, seeing as that's what this video is all about. Now, largely I am rocking the Komarov gear from top to bottom. Helmet is pretty good. It increases my melee attack speed, which is good because I do melee quite a fair bit. The arms are kind of wasted on me. I don't use hand cannons, and the arms on this one will increase the reload speed on hand cannons, but it's what I'm dealt with, so you know I'll deal with it. Obviously, in the final game, I wouldn't have a piece of gear that doesn't benefit my weapons, but I don't really have much choice in the beta. So then for the chest, I again have something with wasted specs. I have this thing which increases the amount of hand cannon ammunition I can carry. Again, I'm not really using that, but that is, at least it kind of goes with the set. Then for the legs, I have the Stratus 3.1.2. Now you're probably looking at this thinking, why have you not got that green piece equipped? Because it's got better stats. Yes, it has better stats, but look at it. It looks horrible and it doesn't match my outfit. And yes, that's the exact reason why I'm not wearing it. So, vain as it is, stupid as it is, I want my character to look cool, so I'm wearing these trousers, for the time being anyway. Obviously I wouldn't do that again in the final game, but I'm only level 8 and I don't really think there's a massive amount of difference. But, that aside, my cloak is a Hood of the Night Sun, looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, for those of you who've sort of seen pictures on Twitter or things like that, my Iron Banner cloak is on PlayStation and I'm playing now on Xbox because it's my primary platform. So unfortunately, I do not have my awesome Iron Banner cloak. I am going to try and get it before the weekend is up, but alas, that is not important for the time being. Right, weapons. So, I use one of two weapons. If I am playing PvP, if I'm playing in the Crucible, I use an auto rifle, and invariably when I am out on missions, I mainly use a scout rifle. I do sometimes swap to the auto rifle depending on what I'm going up against, but mainly it's a scout rifle for PvE and auto rifle for PvP. So let's start with the scout rifle. If I open this up, this is the Jigoku SR3 SL. I got this from completing the strike mission on hard mode, so I've only just started unlocking some things because I've literally just replaced it. But it's pretty good. It's got really good stats. It's got some good sights. Well, I say good sights. I haven't unlocked the second one, but it's got a good sight, the stock anyway. And it's got this really cool feature where I can shoot loot. Not shoot loot. I can shoot ammo that is sort of, you know, in the distance, and as long as I shoot it and I can actually hit it, which is clearly struggling to do here, then I can pick it up, which is handy because obviously if, for example, the scene where I'm here, when I'm sitting up on the roof trying to sort of shoot the spider tank, if I'm running low on ammo, then obviously I can kind of just scope it out on the map and just pop it there and pick it up, which is handy. And obviously then I can increase the weapon's attack by using this upgrade as well. The main reason I use scout rifles for PvE is just because AI is a lot more predictable, moves around a fair bit slower, you know, they're not as kind of crazy as like humans are in the Crucible, they don't jump around as much, so it's a lot easier to kind of just sort of line up those headshots, and invariably most enemies you can kill with a couple of headshots with a scout rifle, so it's really, really good for taking people down. You can use fewer bullets, and just in general, it's because it's more accurate, you tend to do a fair bit more damage. If you look at what I'm doing at the moment, I'm shooting the legs of the spider tank, and it's doing a fair bit of damage per hit, which is really, really good. So yeah, generally I find it's a lot easier to kind of dispatch enemies. The only time it doesn't really work out is, for example, if you start getting rushed by a load of Hive or a load of those kind of stealth vanguard guys that try and sort of slash you up. Then it's really, really good to have the auto rifle because you can just spray it forward and it tends to burn through them a lot quicker than that of a scout rifle. But invariably I go for, at least when I'm in the in missions and strike mission things, I tend to go for accuracy and sort of pinpoint stuff like that, because also being a hunter, I am obviously not the tank, so I don't have the most health, so I kind of tend to hang back a fair bit, sit on the roof, snipe, and obviously shoot from a distance. So yeah, that is my reasoning for using a scout rifle. Then for PvP, or when I'm in the Crucible, I use the Shingen C auto rifle, which is widely regarded as the best weapon in the beta so far. I've literally only just unlocked this. I probably did the strike mission on hard about 10 times, and it's just dropped for me, so about bloody time. But this is a really, really good gun. You know, it's got really good attack power, extremely high rate of fire, and it just melts through people. It's ridiculous. It's got two really good sights. If I crouch down, it increases the accuracy, so you can see on screen when I crouch, the reticle in the middle kind of closes up, so that's pretty good, and obviously I can increase the attack power. And the main reason I use this, I did actually start out on the Crucible with the scout rifle, but I found that I used to lose a lot of my gun battles. Now, I'll be honest with you, it's probably because my accuracy isn't as good as, say, some of the better players out there, but I often found just, you know, in general, I was kind of struggling a bit more with the scout rifle, so I went to the auto rifle, and I just found that invariably I was winning a lot more, coming a lot higher on the leaderboards. Obviously, it's a personal preference. I'm not saying scout rifles aren't viable, but the reason I say auto rifles are good because if you get in a pinch or you get surprised or suddenly there are 2 or 3 enemies that run around the corner, you can just sort of aim down sights, spray and pray, and then generally you can kind of come out pretty well. So yeah, I found it's really good. And obviously it seems to be that a lot of people online are using the same sort of thing. A lot of people are using auto rifles, so there's probably got to be a reason for that. But yeah, I definitely find it's good in a tight pinch, good if you're getting in trouble, and it's good also if you're starting out. If you're kind of new to the Crucible and you come in, it's a bit daunting and everyone's kind of trouncing you, try picking up an auto rifle. You'll be surprised how much it'll help. And obviously also the reason I don't need a scout rifle really is because my secondary weapon is always a sniper rifle. So my primary weapon is quite happy to be a auto rifle, which is less accurate, because if I want accuracy then I can go and snipe. Now moving on to my sniper rifle, this is my secondary of choice, the Pompey LR3. It's pretty good, it's got some elemental damage as well. I equip it with the close range sight because I am not really a camper when it comes to sniping. I'm more of a mobile sniper, so I like to have a close range sight so that I can sort of just use it up close and personal if I want to. But then I've also got range if I so wish. This also reduces the recoil on this, or the kickback of this gun, and obviously I've got increased damage. Now the main reason I use sniper rifle, and I use it for both PvP and PvE. PvE I use it because a lot of the things like champions or captains or knights or like the stronger enemies, 1 or 2 bullets to the head will take down the shield, and then the 3rd bullet will then kill them. So I can often, for example, knights are a great one. I can take them down in probably 1 to 2 bullets depending on that, and then captains is probably 2 bullets for the shield and 1 to take it down. So it's a really, really good way to take down enemies quite quickly. And also then when you're fighting things like bosses, like the spider tank does a ridiculous amount of damage to the legs, so quite a few shots for that and it will just take it down. And when you're fighting something like Sepix Prime at the end, shooting him in the eye does a fair bit of damage as well. So sniper rifle is really good for me when I'm in PvE. I don't really tend to use anything else. PvP on the other hand, I am still always a sniper, just because there's still, if you play Shores of Time, for example, it is a close range map, but there are a couple of long range sight lines. When you're capping B, you can look down, right down to the end, so you can sort of snipe people up there. And when you're capping A in the cave, you can look through the doorway. So there are a couple of places for you to use a sniper rifle, but the main reason I use it is for First Light. First Light has a lot of long range sight lines, and people complain for a fair bit about the Interceptor. And yeah, the Interceptor is a strong vehicle, but it doesn't really bother me that much because I find that I just snipe people out the Interceptors a lot of the time, snipe them off pikes, snipe them off vehicles, whatever you want to do. It doesn't really give you that much trouble. Obviously up close and personal it's a different story, but if you can kind of see it when it's coming, then yeah, that's that. Occasionally I might switch up to the shotgun, very, very rarely, but it depends on what I'm playing. If I'm up against, say, like a team that have really got something like Shores of Time locked down, then sometimes it is handy just to be able to pop around the corner and sort of shoot a shotgun in someone's face, but I do very rarely use that. Mainly I am always sniping in my secondary. Then for my heavy is the trusty old rocket launcher. I'm not a massive fan of the machine guns. They are quite strong, or they are very strong, but I just prefer the kind of explosive damage of a rocket launcher, especially if you shoot it into a crowd. Admittedly, the reload is very, very slow, so if I'm up against more than one person and it doesn't kill, then invariably I'm going to lose that battle. But I still do favour the rocket launcher, especially when going against vehicles. So this one here got the linear compensator to make the recoil more predictable. Then I have this Who's Next, where a kill with the final round in the magazine increases the reload speed and obviously the increased attack power. So that is my heavy of choice, and I did actually have a really good rocket launcher before, but the stats weren't quite as good, so I swapped it out. But the really cool thing about it was that it had 2 magazine in the barrel, so I could at any one point fire 2 rockets before I had to reload, which was really, really good. But anyway, that aside, that is my weapon loadout and my weapon loadout of choice. So just to recap, if I'm on PvE and I'm doing missions, strike missions, bosses, AI, whatever, then I tend to use a scout rifle, the sniper rifle, and the rocket launcher. Then if I'm doing PvP in the Crucible, then it's always the auto rifle, the sniper rifle, occasionally the shotgun, but normally always the sniper rifle, and then the rocket launcher again. And that's it. That is my weapon loadout and my armor and my hunter just in general. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys use. I haven't actually seen that many people using a pulse rifle, so it'd be really interesting to see what you guys are using, what your sort of loadouts are, what your preferences are. So yeah, tell me what your favourite weapons are, your favourite secondaries, heavies, all that kind of stuff. It'd be really cool to hear what you guys have to say. But otherwise, thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit the like button, show your support. It does really help us out, and obviously don't forget to subscribe for daily gaming videos. Other than that, thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.